Hi, I'm Kim, and welcome to a gentle yoga class. Always listen to your body because every practice is different, and if you need to take a break, go into child's pose or some other comfortable resting pose and focus on your breath, because breathing is one of the most important parts of yoga. So before we get started, if you have some yoga blocks available, if you could gather them up, because we're going to come into a comfortable seated position, and sometimes elevating your hips, like I am on a foam yoga block, or elevating them on a pillow or a bolster, can get your hips into better alignment above your knees and your pelvic area. But everybody's different, so just determine what's best for you to sit comfortably. And then once you're sitting comfortably, think about sitting well. A nice long, tall spine, shoulders rolled up, back, and down. And your neck tends to be tilted forward a little bit, so press your head back against your hand to get your neck into really good alignment. Then your palms can be face down for relaxation, face up for a little more energizing, or one face down, one face up for a little bit of each. And let's listen to our breath for a few moments. So close your eyes or gaze gently at the floor. And just listen to your breath. And if your breath is short or shallow, try and lengthen your inhales and your exhales to what's comfortable for you. Maybe a count of 4 for an inhale, 6 for an exhale. And try and breathe in and out through your nose to tap into your parasympathetic nervous system. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, this would be a nice time to do it. If you'd like to devote it to someone you're thinking of or that isn't well, or a state of being. Hope, strength, courage, or an intention of simply staying present in the class. If you've got your eyes closed, gently open them, and on an inhale, look over your right shoulder. Look a little further than you would usually look when you look over your shoulder, and maybe do a little head nod. And then come back to center and look over your left shoulder. Again, look a little further than you would usually look. Maybe do a little head nod. And back to center, right shoulder. And center, and left shoulder. And center, and one more time, right shoulder. And center, and left shoulder. And center. And then take your right hand behind you and grasp it with your left hand. And do a little tug with your left hand, pulling your right hand towards the left just a little bit and down a little bit. And then gently lay your left ear to your left shoulder to get a nice stretch on the right side of your neck. And take a breath. And then gently bring your head to center and release your hands. And then take your left hand behind and grasp it with your right. And do a little tug to the right with your right hand. Bring your tug down just a little bit on your left hand. And then gently lay your right ear towards your right shoulder. And take a breath. And then release your hands, bring them back to your knees. And let's do some big, slow shoulder rolls. Inhaling up, back, and down. And change direction. And then on an inhale, bring both your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, release. Inhale, up. Exhale, release. One more, up. And release. Now tense your fingers out beside you and connecting your breath to your movement. Inhaling, use your breath the whole way up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more, up. And down. Now inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold to your left. We should be mirroring each other right now like you're looking in a mirror. Inhale, center. Exhale to your right. And center. Do a few of these at your own speed with your own breath. Inhaling at center. Exhaling in the fold. And do one more each side. And then inhale, come to center. Exhale, twist your torso to the right and lower your hands. Inhale back to center. Twist to your left, lower your hands. Back to center. Exhale to your right. Do a few of these at your own speed too, with your own breath. Do one more each side. And then inhale to center and then reach up like you're climbing a rope. Alternating your hands, really reaching, long reaches, slow stretching reaches. And breathe. One more each hand. And then bring your arms out straight beside you. And exhale, bring your right arm over your left arm for eagle arms. And then press your hands up a little more towards the ceiling. Your arm should be in front of you. I'm going to shift mine to the side so you can see me a little bit. And then press your hands up, shrug your shoulders forward a little bit, and breathe. And inhale, release your arms. Exhale, bring your left arm over your right arm. It's okay if you can't cross them all the way across, just wherever you can get them. And then once you're positioned, then push your hands up towards the ceiling just a little bit more. Then inhale, release your arms. Take them behind you. Clasp your hands, bend your elbows, take an inhale. Exhale, straighten your arms, expand your chest. Take another breath here. And inhale, release your arms, bring them in front of you, and reverse the arch of your back. Then inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower down. And if you're elevated on something, come down off of whatever you're elevated on. And then if your ankles are crossed one direction, cross them the other direction. And then inhale, reach up for the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips, flat back, forward fold. We're going to take a breath or two here. Then inhale, walk your hands over to the right side over your knee. And then walk your hands back to center and over your left side. And walk your hands back to center and use your hands to walk yourself back up and bring your legs straight out in front of you, or Dandasana. And flex your feet, get a little tension in your legs. Use your hands to lift yourself up off your sits bones and sit yourself back down really well. Nice long spine. Inhale, reach up for the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips, flat back, forward fold. Just as far as you can go with the flat back. And then if you drop your head, it really gives a nice stretch to your entire spine. Next inhale, use your hands to walk yourself back up and take your right foot across your left leg, and you could stay here for the next pose, or you can bend your left knee and bring it underneath you, keeping your right knee up. So whichever is good for you. Then once you're positioned, inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist your torso to the right this time. Lower your hands. We're going to stay here for a few breaths, so make small adjustments. Maybe try and twist just a little bit more on an exhale towards the back. You can either have your left arm straight, propped against your knee, or you could grasp your knee with your left hand. And breathe. And then look back over your left shoulder towards the front of the room. And then back over your right shoulder towards the back of the room. Then reverse your twist to the other side. And then come back to center. Then straighten your legs. Give them a little shake. And then bring your right foot across your left leg. Oops, I think we just did that one. No. Right foot across left leg, opposite of whatever you just did. And then, oh, we did. Sorry, confused. Left leg across right for me. And then you can stay here, or you can bend your right leg. Yeah, I can tell this is not the side we did before, because a little tighter. So just be sure to do opposite sides. Mix it up, keep it balanced. And then your top knee should be up straight pretty much. And then once you're situated, take an inhale. Exhale, twist your torso to the left and lower your hands. And again, your right arm can be straight, propped against your knee, or you can grasp it with your hand. And take a few breaths. And then look back over your right shoulder towards the front of the room. And back over your left shoulder towards the back of the room. And then reverse your twist to the other side. And then come back to center. And then uncross your legs and bring your feet around and come up to your knees. And straighten your left leg, so we'll be mirroring each other. Then on the inhale, reach up with your right arm. Exhale over, keeping your arm back over your head as much as possible, not pressing on your knee with your other hand. And take a breath. And inhale up and over with that hand to the mat, up and over with your other arm. Really reach with your fingertips for one wall, press with your foot into the mat, lengthen your side. And then do big slow circles, one direction with your arm. And change direction. Then inhale up one more time with your right arm. Exhale over for gate pose again. And inhale up and over with that arm and switch knees. And inhale up with your left arm. Exhale over. Inhale up and over with that arm to the mat, up and over with your other arm. Really reaching with the fingertips, pressing with the foot. Then do big slow circles, one direction. And change direction. And then come to stillness. Inhale up one more time with your left arm and exhale over. And inhale up and over with that arm, back to both your knees into tabletop. And once you're in tabletop, check that your wrists are right under your shoulders, that you've got a nice long neck. It's not sunk down or cranked back, nice and long and flat. And then on an inhale, lift your head and your tailbone towards the ceiling, elongating your abdominal muscles, trying not to compress your lower back for cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale into cow. Do a few of these at your own speed with your own breath. Exhaling in cat. Inhaling in cow. And do one more cat and cow. And then come to stillness at tabletop. And from tabletop, we're going to do a cat, cow, child's pose, up dog transition. So from cow into cat, back into child's pose, up into tabletop to up dog. Back to cow, into cat. Back to child's pose. Inhale up to tabletop, to up dog. Back to cow. Into cat. Back to child's pose. Up to up dog. And back into child's pose again. And take a few deep breaths. And then look up between your hands and walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Place your left hand on top of your right hand. Take a breath. And then look up and walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. Right hand on top of left hand. Take a breath. And then look up and walk your hands back to center and press up to tabletop. And then straighten your left leg, flex your foot, and then rock up on your tippy toes and back down a few times. And then come to stillness and lift your left leg straight up and your right arm straight out. And then lower them to the mat. And then straighten your right leg, flexing your toes, pressing your heel back towards that back wall. And then rock up and down a few times on your tippy toes. And then come to stillness and lift your right leg straight up and your left arm straight out. Really reach with your fingertips, press with your heel towards opposite walls, lengthening your spine. Exhale, release them to the mat. Then lift your left leg, right arm, reach, fingertips, press the heel. Exhale, lower down. Left arm, right leg, and down. Left leg, right arm, and down. Left arm, right leg, and down. Right arm, left leg, and down. Now place your left hand closer to the center of the mat. Take an inhale, reach up with your right arm. Exhale through for thread the needle. We're going to take a few breaths, so make small adjustments. Maybe walk your left hand further up the mat. Use it to press your hips a little further back. If you'd like to take a bind, you can reach up and around with your left arm and lay it across your back. Wrap it into your hip if that's accessible. And next inhale, if you're in a bind, release your bind. Press your left hand into the mat. Reach up one more time with your right arm. And exhale it down to the mat. And place your right hand closer to the center of the mat. Inhale, reach up with your left arm. Exhale through for thread the needle on this side. And again, you want to make small adjustments. Maybe walk your right hand further up the mat. Use it to press your hips a little further back. If you'd like to take a bind, you can reach up and around with your right arm laid across your back, or wrap it in under your hip. And breathe. This is a nice place to revisit your intention if you set one for the class. On your next inhale, if you're in a bind, release your bind. Press your right hand into the mat. Reach up one more time with your left arm. Exhale to the mat. And then walk your hands up to the top corners of your mat. And walk your knees back so they stay under your hips. And melt down into puppy pose. And take a few breaths here. And on your next inhale, look up between your hands and slide forward onto your elbows and onto your stomach. For Sphinx pose. And once you're positioned for Sphinx pose, you can make sure your elbows are right under your shoulders. Your legs can be together or apart. If you have any back discomfort, they can be apart. That tends to help. And then spread your fingertips really wide apart so you can really grip the mat. And once you're positioned, use your fingertips to shrug yourself forward on your hip bones just a little bit more to get a little more abdominal activation. And then we're going to be here for a few breaths. So you can do anything you'd like with your head. You can look around. You can look down, just try not to drop your shoulders. You could try shrugging alternate shoulders forward very gently and slowly. See how that feels. And then if you're shrugging your shoulders, come to stillness. And on an exhale, lower all the way down to your stomach and bring your arms back by your sides for locust pose. And in locust pose, on an inhale, we're going to lift up into locust, lifting both our arms and our legs and bringing our shoulder blades together for a few breaths and then lowering down. So inhale up and breathe. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more, up. Exhale down. Now make a pillow for your head with your hands. And bring your toes together, lay your heels out for a crocodile pose. You can stay still in crocodile, or you could rock your hips a little, side to side. Take such deep breaths in crocodile that you feel your back expanding up into the space behind you, up into the air. Your next inhale, press up into tabletop again and into downward dog. And establish a good solid downward dog with your fingertips spread wide apart, really gripping the mat, tailbone lifting towards the ceiling, nice long neck, belly button reaching for the spine. Take a breath. Then let's walk our dog, big slow walks. Lifting one heel up as high as you can lift it, pressing the other one as far down as you can press it. Big slow walks.
And then come to stillness. And then press down into plank. And then back up into downward dog. And then look between your hands and bring your right foot through for a low lunge, either with your knee on the mat or off the mat. Then inhale, reach up for the sky. Exhale, twist your torso to the right and straighten your arms. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to your left, straighten your arms. Then inhale, back to center. Exhale, go a little deeper into your lunge. Take an inhale. Exhale, back to hamstring stretch. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, back. One more lunge. And back. And then we're going to hold it here for a breath or two. So make small adjustments. If you're not already flexing your right foot, please do. You can wiggle your hips a little bit while you're breathing here. Try and flatten your back a little bit more. And then on your next inhale, come forward onto your right foot. Walk it over to the left side of your mat and lower your knee down for pigeon. And then once you're situated in pigeon, your back leg can be straight or it can be bent to any degree. So, and you get the same effect. So either straight leg or bent knee. One of the most important things in pigeon is that you get balanced so that when you lift your hands, you don't tip over. So if you tip over, then you want to either bend your knee or prop something under your right hip, a blanket, a pillow, a block. Then take an inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down. And take some nice nourishing inhales and cleansing exhales here. If you're not already flexing your right foot, the one closest to you, try that. Try lowering your left hip bone closer to the mat. Next inhale, use your hands to press yourself back up into pigeon, and then back to tabletop, and back to downward dog. And on an inhale, come up on your tippy toes, exhale down. Up, and down. Up, and down. And then you might need to tiptoe back a little bit with your feet to go down, press down into plank. And then back up into downward dog. And then look between your hands and bring your right foot through. Oops, sorry, left foot. Turn around today. Left foot through for a low lunge, either on or off the mat. And then once you're positioned, inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale a little deeper into your lunge. And take another inhale. Exhale back to hamstring stretch. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, back. One more lunge.
and back. And then take a breath or two here. Flex your left foot if you're not already. And then on an inhale, come forward onto your left foot and walk it over to the right side of your mat. And then lower your knee down for pigeon on this side. And it can be very different on the sides, pigeon. So find what's comfortable for you, either straight legged back or bent to any degree. If it is straight, look back and make sure it's as straight as it can be, not sickling in or out. And check your balance. If you tip over on this side, either bend your knee, your back knee, or prop something under your left hip. And take an inhale. Exhale, slowly fold down. And again, take a few breaths here, flexing your left foot, the one closest to you if you're not already, trying to lower your right hip bone closer to the mat. On an inhale, press yourself back up into tabletop and into downward dog again. And then press down into plank and back up into downward dog. You may need to tippy toe to adjust your feet when you go from plank to downward dog, back and forth. But then down into plank, downward dog, and down to plank again. And now in plank, lift your right leg straight up and down, left, up and down, right and left, right and left. And then press back up into downward dog again. And then look between your hands and take your right foot across your left foot, left across right, right across left. Bending your knees if you need to, crisscrossing all the way up to a forward fold. Then again, bending your knees if you need to, hinge at the hips, flat back, rise all the way up. And a little right bend and a little left bend. And then take an inhale, exhale, a little upper back bend. And center, exhale, hands heart center. Okay. Now for the next part of the practice, I invite you to turn your mat. We'll wait just a little bit longer before we turn the mat sideways if it's not already. So we'll just stay here and establish a good Tadasana before we move along. You want your feet about hip width apart. And you want to lift all your toes off the mat and then slowly put your pinky toe down first and then your other toes as slowly as you can to really grip the mat with your toes. Come up on your tippy toes and down. A little tension in your legs. Nice neutral pelvis, not forward or back. Nice long torso. Reach up like you're reaching for the top shelf in a closet and lower your arms. You want to roll your shoulders up, back, and down. And then the neck still tends to be forward, so press it back against your hand to get it in good alignment. Your hands can be relaxed. And let's take a few breaths to enjoy this nice, strong mountain pose or Tadasana. You can close your eyes if you're comfortable or gaze gently at the floor. Bring your feet a little closer together, like they would be for chair pose. And on an inhale, come up on your tippy toes and reach for the sky. Exhale down into chair. Inhale up. Exhale, chair. And up. And chair. Then take an inhale here and exhale, twist your torso to the right, prop your elbow. And center and left. And center. Sit a little deeper. A little deeper. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands heart center. Okay, now this is where I invite you to turn your mat sideways, if it's not already sideways, so you can follow along better, easier. So if you've got it lengthwise, then you turn it sideways, but you don't have to. But you'll probably be stepping maybe off your mat if you face the screen or looking sideways, which is fine too. So I'll let you get situated. And then we're going to start in Tadasana at the middle of our mat. Inhaling, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, a little left bend. We'll be mirroring, so you should feel like you're looking in a mirror. Then inhale, center. Exhale to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, separate your feet into goddess. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. 5-pointed star. Goddess. Last time, 5-pointed star. This time, exhale, lower your arms. Shift your right hip out. Reach with your left arm over into triangle. This is a good place for a block, too, for triangle. Then inhale over into pyramid and up into high lunge and over into extended side angle. And inhale over to the other side, extended side angle, and into high lunge, over into pyramid. It's good to have one block at each end of your mat if you have 2 blocks. But you can also prop your hands on your shins too instead of a block. And then open into triangle. Inhale to 5-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, feet together, arms together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, a little left bend. And center. Little right bend. Inhale, center. Exhale into goddess. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. 5-pointed star and goddess. Last time. 5-pointed star. Exhale, lower your arms. Shift your right hip out. Reach with your left hand over into triangle. Over into pyramid. Into high lunge. Over into extended side angle. Inhale over to the other side, extended side angle. Into high lunge. Over into pyramid. And open into triangle. Inhale, the 5-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, hands together, feet together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, a little left bend. And center. Exhale, a little right bend. And center. Inhale. Exhale into goddess. 5-pointed star. Goddess. 5-pointed star. Goddess. Last time, 5-pointed star. Exhale into triangle. Into pyramid. And into high lunge. Into extended side angle. Over to the other side, extended side angle. Into high lunge. Over into pyramid. And open into triangle. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, feet together, arms together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands heart center. Good. And separate your feet for a little further than shoulder distance apart for standing straddle. And take your arms behind you, clasp your hands, bend your elbows, take an inhale. Exhale, straighten your arms and fold over with a flat back. And then release your hands to the mat. And keeping your right hand on the mat, reach up with your left arm for a twist. Exhale, lower your left hand to the mat, reach up with your right arm for a twist. Exhale your right hand to the mat and walk both your hands over towards your right foot. And then walk your hands back to center and over to towards your left foot. Then walk your hands back to center and then heel toe your feet in about half the distance that they are. So you can lower down into malasana, garland pose, or squat pose. And your heels can still be up or propped on something, just as far down as you can go for squat pose for a few breaths. And then check your spine. It should be nice and long. Nice deep breaths. Then exhale, lower all the way down to seated, keeping your feet clasped together, your knees out for butterfly pose. And take your hands and lift yourself up again off your sits bones and back down so you're sitting nicely, good and well. Nice long spine. Take an inhale, exhale, slowly lower down. You can use your elbows to press out a little bit on your shins and breathe. And inhale, back up. Bring your legs straight out in front of you. Give them a little shake. And then bring your left foot across your right leg. Bring your right foot back. And then flatten your legs as much as you can for cow face, Gomukhasana pose. Then take an inhale, exhale, walking forward with your hands, slowly lower down. And take a few breaths. And then on an inhale, walk yourself back up with your hands and reach up with your
right arm straight up and bend your elbow, and then reach over with your left hand and bring your elbow a little bit further up and behind your head to help it out, and then reach back with your left hand towards your right hand. You don't have to clasp them. Maybe just reach for each other, but if you can reach them and clasp them, that's good too. And then try and look up as much as you can. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly fold over. And inhale, slowly back up. Release your arms. Bring your feet straight out again in front of you. Give them a good shake. And then take your right foot across your left leg. Bring your left foot back. And then flatten your legs as much as you can. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly walk forward. And breathe. Then on an inhale, press back up with your hands and bring your left arm above you. Bend your elbow. Reach up with your right hand. Bring your elbow a little bit further behind you gently. And reach back with your right hand. Try and reach your left hand again. Maybe not, maybe on this side. Each side can be very different. Sit up nice and tall, looking up as much as you can. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly fold forward. And inhale, slowly back up. Release your arms. Bring your feet out straight in front of you again. Give them a good shake. And then let's do some back rolls. Turn this way. Let's do a few back rolls. And at the end of one of your back rolls, come to stillness in Navasana or boat pose. Once you find your place for your boat pose, take an inhale, exhale, straighten your legs and lean back just a little bit. And up and back, up and back. And hold it here for a breath. And exhale, release. Recline for bridge pose. And in bridge, you want your middle fingertips almost touching your heels. Knees straight above. We're going to do a few dynamic bridges to start. So we're going to inhale up into bridge and lift our arms over our heads and then come back down. Inhaling up. Exhaling slowly down. And up. And slowly down. One more. Up. And down. The next bridge we're going to hold for a few breaths. So if you would like to tuck your shoulders under your back and clasp your hands if you're comfortable with that. Let's inhale up. And breathe. Good time to see big, deep belly breaths. And on the exhale, if your shoulders are tucked under your back, untuck them And then slowly come down, vertebrae by vertebrae, lumbar vertebrae last. And then bring your knees to your chest for hug knees. You can either do tight hug knees, grasping your elbows, staying pretty still, maybe a little rocking side to side. Or you can grasp your shins, a little looser hug knees, and then you can, with both of your legs together, do small circles to massage your back. And if you're doing the circles, change direction. And if you're doing circles, come to stillness, and then bring your legs straight above you for a waterfall. If you need some support under your sacrum, you could use your hands to tuck under there to help support you. But nice straight legs. Let's do some pointing and flexing with our feet. Do some ankle rolls one direction. And change direction. And then come to stillness with your feet beside each other and legs together, and try and face the soles of your feet together and away from each other. Kind of a different motion. Together and away. Soles together and away. Together and away. Together and away. Good. Then come to stillness. Let's do big, slow bicycles, one direction. And change direction. And then come to stillness, and with your legs together and your feet together, make small circles in one direction. And change direction. And then come to stillness and give your legs a good, strong shake. Shake them as hard as you can. Shake, shake, shake. Shake it up. And then come to stillness. Then bend your knees and put your peace fingers between your big toe and your second toe for a happy baby. And in happy baby, you can either have your knees bent, or you could have straight legs. You could have one knee bent, one leg straight, and alternate it. You can rock a little or stay still. Just play around with it. And then if you're rocking, come to stillness. Bring your knees together and hug your right knee to your chest, but straighten your left leg to the floor. Maybe just resting right above the floor. Then alternate, left knee hugged in, right leg straight. And alternate. And alternate. And alternate. And alternate. And then keep your left knee hooked to your chest. Bring your right foot to the mat. And place your left ankle above your right knee for reclining figure 4. And this might be a great place for you. You can stay here. Or you could reach behind your right thigh and grasp there for a little tension. Or you could reach through to your shin for a little bit more. And if you grasp your shin, press your shin up towards the ceiling for just a little bit more. And take a few breaths. And release your right foot to the mat, left foot to the mat, and switch. Right ankle above left knee. And again, this might be a great place for you. Or you could reach behind your thigh. Or through to your shin. And take some deep, deep breaths here. Flex your feet if you're not already. And then release your left foot to the mat and your right foot to the mat. And then with both feet on the mat, lift your hips up and shift them a little to the right and then lower them. This gets your hips in good alignment for a twist. Then straighten your left leg, take your right knee across. Reach out perpendicular behind yourself with your right arm. If you like a little bit more of a twist, you could straighten your top leg, or you could wrap it around your bottom leg. Just feel it out. And then once you're situated, make small adjustments. Maybe try and lower your right shoulder closer to the mat. Maybe look back over your right shoulder towards the back of the room a little bit more. Another good time to revisit your intention for your practice, if you set one. And then roll back onto your back again. And with both of your feet on the mat, lift your hips up, shift them a little to the left this time and lower them down. Straighten your right leg. Take your left knee across for a twist on this side. Take your left arm perpendicular behind you. Again, you could straighten your top leg out in front of you, or you could wrap it around your lower leg. Whatever's good for you. You can apply a little pressure on the outside of your left knee with your right hand to bring it a little closer to the mat. Take a few breaths. And then roll back onto your back again. Straighten your legs full length, your arms full length above you. Do a nice full body stretch on an inhale. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, release. And then you can either stay here for Shavasana, or you can make small adjustments. You could go into more of a star shape instead of everything straight up and down. Or you could roll onto your side or your stomach. You don't have to stay on your back for Shavasana. Or you might want to collect some props for more comfort. Pillows, blankets. We're going to take a very short Shavasana. So for the next few moments, maybe tilt your chin down a little bit if it's lifted up. Close your eyes. And try not to think about anything for the next few moments. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Everything's okay. And then roll over onto your side. To assimilate your practice, thank your body for doing yoga today. And then press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And I hope you feel wonderful and have a great rest of your day. And I encourage you, if you can take a little bit more of Savasana, 5-10 minutes, half hour, it'll be well worth it. But again, I enjoyed practicing with you today and hope to see you again. I appreciate any comments or feedbacks or suggestions you have. Namaste.